podcast at Konvens. My name is Panos Pagonis, and today's episode will cover the third and fourth day of Konvens in Ingolstadt. It is strange how fast the time passes when you are involved in something so different and interesting. It is already the fourth day of the conference, and I can say for sure that the experience is very nice for me. Also, the participants look like they're enjoying the program of the Konvens, and that's probably the most important part. One more reason to be excited for today's episode is because I will talk today with two special guests with very interesting topics. The first guest for today is one of the keynote speakers of the conference, Marc Schulder. Marc is a computational linguist working to further the open and ethical creation and use of language data, especially data for sign languages. In his keynote talk, he covered exactly that topic, being a computational linguist in the sign language research. I'm very happy to introduce Marc as he works on a field that may be the future for the deaf community. Hello, I'm with Marc Schulder today. He is one of our keynote speakers in Konvens in Ingolstadt. Hello, Marc.
Hi.
Nice to have you here. So yesterday in day 2 you had your talk in Konvens. Would you like to talk about the topic and how you felt there?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me. So my talk was on what it's like being a computational linguist in sign language research, because I trained as a traditional computational linguist, mostly dealing with text form spoken language data. But in the last 4.5 years, I moved into sign language research, and I wanted to talk about just how different that is and what are the unique challenges that come up when you move to a different modality for language.
Okay, so it was a very interesting topic also for your participants. I checked, the class was full of people, the whole conference was there for you. How you felt? Was that the first time you talked to a conference?
Well, it wasn't the first time I gave a conference presentation, but it was my first keynote presentation, so I was very grateful to the Konvens organizers for giving me this opportunity. It's not something I had expected to already do at this stage in my career, so I had a really good time. I had a lot of good conversations afterwards as well with the participants. There has been a lot of interest in just this aspect that most people hadn't really been in contact with before, so it was really good.
So would you like to give us some more insights on what exactly you presented? What was your talk about?
So I started out by just giving some general basics on how sign languages are transcribed and how you can create a sign language corpus, because sign languages usually don't have a written form. So there's workarounds for that, but that changes quite a lot how you create a corpus, a data set. And then I talked about a number of other resources I have been involved with creating, things that are designed to help linguists and computational linguists with developing more data sets and developing computational applications for sign languages. And then the last part was about what those applications are, covering both the big user-facing applications of things like machine translation, recognizing sign language, synthetically representing sign language, but also what we can do to support linguists in dealing with corpora, annotating corpora, helping them speed up their work by having assistive applications that they can use.
So sign languages are a very difficult topic to touch because you don't have the alphabet we know. It's somehow difficult to have it in AI applications. You think that in the future we will have more opportunities to support people that...
Deaf people, yes.
Deaf people, yes, exactly.
I certainly hope that we will be able to develop technologies that actually improve the lives of the deaf community. There's definitely still a long ways to go. We are way behind with what technologies can do for sign languages compared to spoken languages. But progress is being made. There are some exciting developments in vision computing. What's important now is that these developments really happen hand in hand with the deaf communities to really make sure that we follow the interests of deaf people rather than just designing what feels like a good idea at the time. But there is a growing community of people who really are in touch with all these ethical issues as well, and looking at how that should affect technology and really guide technology in the right direction. So I'm really excited about where all this can go.
So the ethics of that kind of research, do you see there any restrictions, something we need to know and also to be cautious about?
Well, the most important thing is to really follow the slogan, nothing about us without us. So that means sign language research should always happen in concert with deaf people. So we need to have more deaf team members in projects to really have them be at the development. Actually, ideally, we should have more deaf-led projects as well. And we need expert advisors, we need evaluators. There always has to be this connection to the deaf community when you do sign language research. That is really the most essential part, and that will help a lot with avoiding harmful technologies.
Yeah, that would be something very nice to have, and also help people that don't have the opportunity to hear something. So we need to give it and help them enjoy the same technologies as we. So apart from that, I would like also to switch directly in topics more general than NLP. So currently, a lot of different topics like ChatGPT came up, and it's really trending. So what do you think about that?
Well, in general, the capacities of ChatGPT are definitely quite interesting. I think the challenge there is figuring out what applications such large language models are actually appropriate for. I fear that especially in the corporate sector, we have a solution in search for a problem. So I'm still holding my breath and trying to see where this leads and where we find sensible use cases. And for the research community, the other challenge I see is that we have to make sure to not make ourselves dependent on inaccessible corporate models that we can't really control, that we can't reproduce. So I think that's another thing that the research community has to really keep in mind.
In direction of future, what do you see as next steps, as progress in NLP? Is there something that you expect to come up?
Well, leading back to my focus of sign language, I am quite curious what new steps of vision computing we will see, whether, for example, anonymization of sign language videos will in the near future become possible by artificially replacing the image of a person with a virtual person, and that would be a boon to the deaf community in the way that they could then actually submit information anonymously without always having to show their face, which otherwise, when you do a signed submission of anything, is absolutely necessary. You cannot hide the person signing. So I'm quite curious whether vision computing can actually solve that issue sometime soon.
So sign language also has some kind of variations from language to language. Mm-hmm. Is there a way to create a multilingual model to fit everything there to help more people? Do you think there is such kind of possibility?
Well, I hope so, at least to the same extent that we have found this to be the case for spoken languages. So, I mean, one major issue with sign language computational linguistics is that we don't have enough data for none of the languages, basically, but for some it's worse than for others. And something we definitely did look at is whether we can leverage things by combining different data sets, looking at overlaps in like how various signs are produced, also in overlaps by compiling information of different corpora that covered the same topic so that we have just somewhat synchronous corpora. And just amassing this data and finding the overlaps so that, yes, we might find some cross-lingual data sets. I mean, even then, of course, we will have limitations to that, and merging sign languages that are more closely related will, of course, have more potential than dealing with sign languages that are completely unrelated. But so that's just the same as for spoken languages, basically. So yes, I hope that we will get improvements in that area.
I hope also so. And to go also to Konvens again, how you feel here? You like your organization? You think you wait for a very specific event to see?
Yes, I definitely am having a great time here. I think it's a wonderful conference. People are very open, very interested, very willing to just have conversations about all kinds of topics. I have the feeling that everyone is really here to learn and to have productive conversations. And I think it's also a very well organized conference. Things have been going very smoothly, and the breaks are like really nice opportunities to catch up with colleagues, but also to meet new people and really make lots of connections and have lots of really interesting conversations.
Yeah, and hopefully it's a short time after the COVID pandemic, and currently we can meet all together again, and it's a very nice opportunity.
Yes,
also,
indeed.
Did you get the opportunity to see the city center, Ingolstadt?
Not much yet. So far, I've mostly been going back and forth between my hotel in this inner city and the conference. But luckily, in a few hours, we are going to have a tour of the city. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Perfect. It's a very nice city with nice history, and I hope you really enjoy it.
Thank you. I hope so too, but I'm sure I will.
Thank you very much for being here and attending. And I wish you to have a very nice time in the rest of the days in the conference, and wish you luck also in your career.
Yes, thank you, and thank you for having me on your podcast.
Thanks, goodbye.
Bye.
I think the discussion with Marc gave me information I didn't know, and inspired me to find also ways to create a barrier-free AI. A conclusion there is that technology should be available for everyone. The second guest for today is Hassane Kissane. Hassane comes from Morocco, and he's doing his PhD in Erlangen in linguistics and neuroscience. He presented also a poster here in Konvens, and he will talk about it. Today I'm here with Hassane Kissane from Erlangen, University of Erlangen, and we will talk regarding his work here, his presentation on a poster in Konvens, and in general what happens in NLU. Hello Hassane, we are happy to have you here.
Thank you.
So would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself, your research in general?
I am Hassane, I'm from Morocco. I'm studying here in FAO in Erlangen. I'm actually a linguistic student with a linguistic background with some NLP. I'm doing my PhD in neurolinguistics and computational linguistics, but it's linguistically inspired.
So I saw here you came with a poster and you presented the previous days. First of all, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
How was the presentation?
It was my first participation in an event, and it was nice. I presented some of my works in my PhD. It's the computational part on some NLP issues regarding the linguistic construction I'm studying.
Mm-hmm. So tell us more regarding that part of research you've done.
Okay, I'm studying phrasal verbs and prepositional verbs, and in my work I was trying to find some neural reliability of those constructions and how they are represented in a neural network. I mean the artificial neural network, and actually we find some interesting investigations, because we find phrasal verbs are more lexically united than prepositional verbs, and this is actually will support some linguistic claims about those constructions.
Okay, phrasal verbs are very difficult to touch, I think, because of the idiom they hide in the background. So it's difficult to handle them.
Yeah, of course. But for now, we can say that we get some insights behind the phrasal verbs, but we cannot generalize our findings since we didn't work with a lot of phrasal verbs or a very huge amount of data. So, but it's a kind of preliminary results, and we can then generalize them with a lot of sentences or a lot of data, let's say.
So you worked mostly with English language.
Yeah.
You think that there is a possibility those, let's say, similar kind of phrasal verbs in other languages to be used with your models, what you propose?
Well, actually, I'm working now in English, and I don't speak a lot of languages to say if the same phenomena is existing in other languages. For example, in Arabic, there is no phrasal verbs. There is a kind of prepositional verbs, but we don't have two words that form one unit. We don't have this in my language, but I don't know about other languages. Someone told me that maybe the same is in German. If it is, it might work, but I don't know because I only work on English.
Also, apart from that, you said it was your first conference you attended and presented. How was that feeling?
Well, since it was my first time, I was a bit not confident to present a presentation. So for that, I just selected to present a poster, because a poster you will interact with a few people, not as in a presentation where you present to 100.
Yeah, you don't have that much audience to be very stressed.
This is it. Yeah, because of this, I just chose to present a poster, because I find myself more confident to present a poster in this time. But maybe in the future, I will present a presentation. Yeah,
that was very nice. A smart choice, I can say, for the first time. So, Konvens in general, how you find it?
Well, I think it's very nice, because the interdisciplinarity, there is a lot of different perspectives, a lot of issues, a lot of proposed solutions. I also participated in some other workshops, one of the teaching NLP, and I will be tomorrow in another one about the multimodality and computational sciences for social sciences. I'm as a linguist with a humanities background, so it would be more helping me to apply my computational methods in my domain of research.
So till now, and probably in the next day we have, which is the top event you attended, or the event you expect more to attend?
I think the invited talk were more interesting me, because they are given by experienced scholars. So they just bring some 10 years or 20 years, or as we have seen today with the talk. I think those are the most important ones to attend, but this doesn't mean that the others are not important, because also the others give you a lot of views about what's going on in the domain.
Yeah, the insights you get also from other members are important, but I get the feeling that a scholar that it's working a research for lots of years there, it's something you really would like to attend and see what happens there. Like Teach for NLP was very, very interesting. Okay, that was very nice. And
thank you.
Once again, I would like to go deeper into NLP, and you can also talk about linguistics there. So how you see the future? Is there room for development, or we are close to its peak?
I don't think I'm the right person to answer this question, but I think there is a lot of things to do, because there is still, we didn't achieve the 100%. Since we didn't achieve the 100%, we still need to do a lot of work. And as I every time say, and also other people say, all the NLP is about English for now. I did some works last year. It was a kind of comparison between some models on Arabic and English. they were very they were achieving a higher accuracy in English, but nothing in Arabic. This is only one language, but we have 7,000.
That's true. We need some models, some multilingual models for other languages, because English are in spotlight.
We need
the others
multilingual models, and we need also language-specific models, because some multilingual languages, multilingual models are, some of them exist, but we need more specific models for specific languages.
That's true, and I hope that emerges in the future.
Yeah.
Linguistics, then it's your topic. I would like to ask, how we use them in everyday life? We use them, or it's just something for research, for practitioners in that domain?
You mean how we use linguistics?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I actually, as I said, I'm doing my PhD in linguistics, computational linguistics and neurolinguistics, but all my work are inspired by the linguistic theories. So linguistics is in my research. I cannot do, for example, you will not find me do, for example, sentiment analysis, because sentiment analysis, as I believe, and also some of my supervisors believe, that this is not a linguistic work, not a linguistic issue. It's just the only one connection with between sentiment analysis and linguistics is that sentiment analysis is applied on linguistic data, but it's not a linguistic derived research. So, but instead I'm doing a linguistically inspired work. I'm trying to test the plausibility, let's say, plausibility of the linguistic theories and computational models. This is how I use linguistics in my research.
Okay. And one last question is, if you have a wish of a specific tool or something that will help you in your research, what will be that?
Computational tools,
Yeah,
tools from NLP.
of course.
For as I said, I'm working on linguistic issues. I think the most important tools for me are the tools for interpretability of language models, for example, or any neural network models. Those are the most important tools for me for now.
Okay, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for attending our podcast, and
Thank you.
give everyone your knowledge in linguistics. And I hope you enjoy the rest of Konvens.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome.
See you around. Linguistics and NLP are so tightly connected areas. The insights we got from Hassane helped us to find more information on that field as well. The conference is heading for its conclusion, and till today everything was very well organized and all the events were very, very interesting. In the last episode we will talk with two well-known professors in the German NLP community, and I'm really excited for those interviews. I'm looking forward to the discussions, and I hope you too. See you all in the next episode. Thank you.